Yeah, nunchucks. Hell yeah. Never not have the nunchucks. All right, cool. I got my other microphone on standby and whatnot. Got some sound. Like, hopefully, like, this actually works.
What?
Hello, audience. Welcome to the CS Joseph Podcast, live edition. We are in downtown, watching out for stalkers, hoping to get some random ass people on the show. I actually had the opportunity to have someone pretty dope come up earlier as well, and hopefully they show up and hopefully they come back. So for some reason, my phone is not working, so we're using Fib's phone right now. Thank you, Mr. Fib. Please say hello. Yeah, there's Fib. Cool. So yeah, because for some reason, my phone doesn't want to do like landscape anymore from the YouTube app when I'm going live, and like I have no idea why this is even what's going on. So it's like really annoying. Also, like someone from like the Ego Hacker Discord like drove all the way from Ohio to Idaho without even like telling me. So I'm like, oh dang, like am I getting like stalked right now? Are they gonna show up on the show while we're live and whatnot? I don't know. But you know, it's all good. You know, Fib's got his nunchucks and being totally cool about it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. But welcome to the show, folks. Welcome to the show. Anyway, yeah, so tonight's episode, obviously, we're going to be like having some like random people to type maybe. Hopefully, like there's this one cool dude, his name Ricky. Hopefully he comes back because we want him on the show. I know people have been requesting someone like him to be on the show. So we're going to see if we can get him. Really hope so. Plus, there's this other dude with the cowboy hat. Hoping he shows up as well. So that'll be totally dope. And, oh, someone said hi, Fib. Who said hi, Fib? Let's see. Shadows Eternity said hi, Fib. Yeah. So, okay, cool. But regardless, still Confessions of ENTP. I know we haven't done Confessions of ENTP in a while, you know, because, like, I ended up spilling all my secrets while live. Like, why not, you know? Why not actually spill all the secrets? So, it's too bad, you know, because Fib, he don't have his shades or whatever, so that kind of sucks or whatever. So, but hey, you know, wearing shades downtown in the middle of the night, like why not? That's just kind of how we roll. Just how we roll. Yeah, so it's Fib and Laser Gun and I, and we're just having some fun down here. All right, so Confessions of ENTP assumptions. So I've been dealing with like, you know, ENTPs, like we oftentimes like have like a big problem, but it's actually really just like an FI trickster thing. So I'm gonna give some shout outs to some people tonight to that end who are kind of like in the same struggle that I've been, and especially like recently. So we're gonna give like shout out to Miss Bubbles tonight, who's in the women's group, and she's been dealing with some FI trickster issues, you know, as an ENTP, because ENTPs, you know, we always get like judged and whatnot. Yeah, Fib is dancing, obviously. Yo, Yuri, what's shaking, man?
Dancing.
Yo, you're not dancing?
I'm just using my nunchucks.
Oh, I just using nunchucks. All right, cool.
Probably not appropriate for to be on the stream though.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I swing the butterfly knife on the stream, so I don't know. So yeah. And then also, like, I want to give a special shout out to Immortal. He's no longer with the community right now. And it's tell Fid to do the gritty.
I'm not doing that.
He's like, I'm not doing that. Okay. That's Yuri.
Yeah, Yuri's being funny.
Yeah. It's being funny. Hell yeah. Doing it right. Cool. Oh, we got Miss Kia in the house tonight. Greetings to Malaysia. So yeah. But shout out to Immortal. He's no longer in the community, and as far as I can tell, it's not by his choice. He was one of our community leads. He's an ESTP, amazing fellow. And honestly, like, from my perspective, I'm just completely and totally sad about his departure from the community. He's one of my really good friends, and you know, I miss him, and a lot of people within the Ego Hacker community actually do miss him. He He moved out here to Idaho. We were hanging out, having a lot of fun with all the other ego hackers, and we're just having a lot of fun over and over and over again. But because of judgments, because, you know, FI trickster judgments, oh shit, maybe I should like fix that or whatever. Cool. But yeah, dude, yeah, Yuri, preach it. I want everyone to meet, you know, Immortal, because, you know, he is immortal. Like, he's probably one of the coolest ESTPs I have ever met in my life. Like, yeah, he's all UDSF with his octagram, whatnot, outward idealization, outward chastity, really chaste fellow, constantly trying to help people optimize what they got, whatnot. But like, yeah, he's like totally dope ass dude. You know what I'm saying? Totally dope ass dude. So yeah. No. Like you can't even contact him on Discord. Like his Discord account was deleted. It's completely wiped. You know what I'm saying? It's completely wiped. You know. So it's just sad. You know what I'm saying? What's up, man? Good to see you again.
That's what I smell, dude.
Yeah. What's up, man?
I thought there was a fire or something.
No. Want to be on the show?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't really do all that.
You don't do all that? No? More reputation?
No, I don't know. Maybe later.
Maybe later. Maybe you gotta have a few more drinks first, right?
I just gotta catch up with some friends.
Alright, cool.
But just seeing what's going on.
Yeah, well, we're always out here making trouble, you know what I'm saying?
I'll be around.
Cool, man. Later. Bit of a wrath type right there, you know what I'm saying? Let's see if he comes back, right? Anyway. So yeah, we lost Immortal. He's no longer on the team. He's no longer on the Discord. He just completely went poof, disappeared, right? Like all of a sudden, he leaves Idaho, goes to like back home, and then boom, poof, he's gone. And like we miss him. So shout out to Immortal. You will be missed, good sir. And if ever you're able to come back to the community, we will welcome you with open arms, right? But like as part of this Confessions of the ENTP episode, like Immortal had to deal with the same, no, he didn't quit. Like, Immortal did not quit. At least not by choice. I actually think I'm like recording that way, but I'm actually recording this way, so it's hilarious. Ha! Gotta go, enjoy the little cherry bombs, all those cars, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so yeah, the point is the bubbles are having to deal with. And the thing is that like, we're ETPs, right? Confession of the ENTP, right? We're ETPs. And then as ETPs, everyone has this problem because our FI tricksters, you know, we don't exactly have like this whole like principled moral behavior, right? And what ends up happening as a result of that, we get to this point where like, we're not exactly, you know, rational. Sure, we care about our reputation a little bit, but most of the time we just don't, because we actually do with extroverted feeling child. We get so caring, but sometimes, you know, because of how caring we are, we don't exactly like realize how much of a reputation hit that we are actually taking, or even reputation hits that other people are taking because of our extroverted feeling child, because our FE child is all out there in everyone's face all the time. This is why ETPs oftentimes can be like people pleasers, and people can take advantage of us. But that's not even the worst part. The worst part is because we have this amoral behavior. It's not immoral behavior. Immoral behavior is different. Immoral behavior is like gross negligence, willful negligence, where you are aware of being, where you're aware that you are trying to be someone who's lacking in morals, someone who's making bad decisions based on a lack of morals. However, being amoral is just that, you know, from our perspective, it's just like, hey, anything can be good, anything can be bad. It's all about the truth. It's all about the facts. And so what ends up happening is that we put ourselves in a situation where people judge us, and they consistently misjudge us all the time. All the time. People assume, and they make judgments. In particular, I got this ENTP in my life who has a family member who's close to her, and this family member is TI trickster, right? Or a TI inferior. And the thing is, when you're dealing with an extrovert feeling hero, because they all have TI inferior has this thing where they expect everyone else to listen to them, but they won't listen to anybody. And like, if anyone of authority, or anyone with a high reputation, or if anyone that they see as powerful or is like a so-called, or at least they look on the surface like a good person or whatever, if they look good, right, they're going to give more credence, more authority to that person. This is why INFPs, Mind Temple, go out of their way to constantly look like good people, even though between you and I, they're not good people, because no one is good. No one is a good person, but INFPs want to look the good, and because they look good, these ENFJs, these ESFJs, right, they just automatically assume that they're moral people. They just automatically assume that they're good people. So then they don't judge them. But what's worse is that it doesn't even matter, because the TI inferiors of the world are not willing to actually dig deeper. They're not willing to dig deeper, and it's really frustrating how they don't dig deeper. It's like, oh, let's just judge people, based on, surface, and they get super shallow with their judgments. They don't even bother asking questions. Why? Well, because of extroverted feeling or extroverted thinking demon. Extroverted thinking demon is not going to bother asking questions. Do you think extroverted thinking trickster is going to ask questions? Well, they do, which is good. The ones who are trained, the ones who are willing to have extroverted thinking mastery, those people, the IFJs of the world, ISFJs, INFJs, they're willing to ask questions. Sometimes they have to be trained to ask questions, because so many times, I've had INFJs in my life, man, women, it doesn't matter. I cut them out of my life because it's like, hey, why are you just jumping to judgment? Why are you rushing to judgment over me? I'm an ETP. Like Immortal, he's an ETP. We're ETP brothers, right? We're all pragmatic and whatnot. But then all of a sudden, everyone's just judging us and assuming at the same time, right? They just assume. And they don't even bother asking questions. Why can't people qualify their judgments, right? Why can't people ask questions before rushing to judgment? We always have that problem. And that's what happened to Immortal. That's literally what happened to Immortal, because people in his life rushed to judgment without asking questions. And now he's no longer with us. He's no longer with us because of that. Caught between a rock and a hard place. Where it's basically obvious to me that he's been given, the ultimatum. It's like, okay, well, you got to choose us or the ego hacker community. Which is just sad. I've been given plenty of the same ultimatums. I actually was given the same ultimatum when I was 25. I was given the same ultimatum, all of a sudden, they don't even a polygynous lifestyle, actually. And all of a sudden, I find myself getting kicked out of church. Totally kicked out of church as a result of that. Yeah, what's up, man?
I gave kids money, and they bought me gummies.
Oh, they bought you gummies.
They went all the way back.
Oh, nice. Are those any good, though?
I don't know. I'm about to find out.
Let's find out. I want one. I want to try one. Let's try it out. Twizzler gummies. I didn't even know that was a thing. Hell yeah. I want to see some gummies. So yeah. But the point is that FJs, feeling judgy. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm going to try this out. Twizzler gummies, huh? This is actually pretty good candy, not going to lie. Let's try the purple one. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to get sick. Don't want to feed the wrong things in my gut. You know what I'm saying? But, wow. I haven't had gummies in a long ass time. This is good. We're taking a little gummy break right now, you know what I'm saying? A little snack break. Gummy and smoke. Tastes great. So, those are uniquely satisfying, sir. Yeah.
I like the kid's choice.
Kid's choice. Yeah. Delicioso? No. So that's the thing, FJs, feeling judging types, because that they're these thinking, perceiving types. Feeling, judging types all have this problem where they want to rush to judgment consistently rush to judgment. And it's just like, well, they don't even give a chance. And, you know, most of the extroverted thinking trickster ones, the introverted feeling judgers, they don't even bother to ask questions to qualify their TI judgments of a person, right? Because their extroverted thinking trickster thinks they know, or the extroverted thinking trickster allows them to be gaslit by other people, which causes them to create the judgments. So over time, at least the TE tricksters have to develop the habit or the learning or the skill to get to the point where they are asking questions to qualify their judgment, right? But at least there's a chance for them. There's a chance for introverted feeling judging types, ISFJs, INFJs, to actually do this when it comes to dealing with the ETPs in their life. However, extroverted feeling judgers, ENFJs, ESFJs, they don't even bother. They don't even bother. They got extroverted thinking demon. They just automatically assume you're fucked up. They just automatically assume the ETP is a piece of shit. They just automatically assume it. They don't even, that extrovert thinking demon, they're not even going to bother going up to Immortal. They're not even going to bother going up to C.S. Joseph. They're not even going to bother going up to Bubbles, for example, us ETPs and whatnot. They're not even going to bother at all. And instead, they're going to draw their own conclusion based on what looks good. Like, how can you live life like that, you know? Obviously having your head in the sand every single time, you know, just shallowly judging other people based on what? Some bullshit ethical standard, which is entirely subjective. And they get so judgmental. And it's like, no wonder Mind Temple rules the world right now, because they keep doing that, right? Oh, yeah, you're right, Victoria, you're right. Because, like, Victoria's like, yeah, pride type, yeah. So here's the situation, like, pride types are even worse. ENFJs are especially bad with it, right? Especially bad. Oh, my God. That light is horrible. Good thing it's, like, going away. So, that's the thing. It's like, I work real hard, like, if I'm gonna be, like, because there's so many EFJs in my life, like, I work really hard to satisfy them, you know what I'm saying? I was on the phone with one recently, and, like, this woman was, like, trashing me, jumped into all these conclusions. Why? Because she was scared, whatever. And it's just like, no, why don't you just stop and think? Maybe ask me what's actually happening, instead of just assuming that I'm behaving a certain way that you don't like, or that you don't think is safe, or is not safe for someone else, or whatever. And then all of a sudden, after they've judged me, then they just want to assault my God function of introverted intuition, because I'm heart temple, right? Where it's all about pursuit of happiness. So then they become the destroyers of the pursuit of happiness. Which is what Mind Temple does all the time. The destroyers of the pursuit of happiness. Because it's like, oh, I'm Mind Temple. I know best. Because I know the most. You know, it's like the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules, right? No. But from Mind Temple's perspective, he who knows the most is the one who makes the rules, right? Because apparently they know the most. And their pride basically blinds them from having an opportunity of actually, like, knowing what's going on. Their pride is also inhibiting their ability to actually ask that question. Because they're so afraid of being wrong that they would rather outsource their thinking to what is socially acceptable. But, you know, ETPs, Immortal, C.S. Joseph, Bubbles, whatnot, us ETPs, even Fib, right? Us ETPs, people just automatically assume that we're up to no good. These FJs, they just assume that we're not good people. Why? Because we don't look good, right? So we don't care about looking good. We care about telling the truth, right? We care about our pursuit of happiness. We care about our personal freedom. But then what they end up doing, because they're so judgmental, and they don't even bother to ask us what's actually happening, right? Then they make these assumptions. For example, last weekend, actually, 2 Fridays ago. Yeah, 2 Fridays ago, I was out in public, right? And this is what I had. I had one of these, right? Okay? This is not a knife. This is a trainer, right? It's just a trainer. That's all it is, blunt edge, right? Doesn't do anything, right? This is a trainer. I have a real one, but I'm not gonna pull it out. But it's a trainer. Here I am, just flipping this out in public, whatever. And then, you know, he like freaks out. Just totally freaks out. Some guy comes up to me, he's the ENFJ, he's like, oh, hey, Mr. C.S. Joseph, like, it's really, don't you think it's weird that you're flipping a knife out in public? And here I am in a state, the state of Arkansas, where it's legal to possess a balisong knife. It's legal to possess it. I'm not brandishing, I'm not, threatening anyone, I'm not, assaulting anyone or anything, and it's just a trainer. Nothing's happening. But here he is. It's like, oh, don't you think that's a little weird? And I said, you know what, man? What's weird is judgmental people. What's weird is people who won't even ask questions. Because then I showed him hey, man, it ain't a knife. He's like, well, it looks like a knife. It looks like a knife. And it's like, it's not my problem that other human beings are just gonna fucking judge straight out of the bat. So as ETPs, we'll just have to deal with those bullshit, mind temple, bullshit FJ judgments, right? But at least the introverted FJs, at least they can actually get to a point of understanding eventually with their TE mastery when they turn their extroverted thinking tricksters into masters. If you want to learn more about that, you guys should go to egohackingyourfear.com, okay? Buy the Ego Hacking Your Fear course. And we literally teach ISFJs and INFJs how to turn their extroverted thinking trickster into masters, to get them out of trickster mode and into mastery mode, right? So that you, as an IFJ, can get to that point where it's like, hey, I ain't being so judgmental. I actually have an open mind, because TI child likes to have an open mind, right? It does. But the TE demons, they're just gonna assume. They're just gonna assume, So that's what happens. That's what happens to all us ETPs. We get crushed because apparently our FI trickster is not good enough or whatever, It's bullshit. It's entirely bullshit. So, you're like Bubbles shouldn't be treated like that. Hell no, C.S. Joseph shouldn't be treated like that. Immortal shouldn't be treated like that. But here we are being victimized by, guess what? The most ignorant of the types. Because T inferior types, TE inferior, TI inferior, the T inferiors are the most ignorant. And they get super judgy. Super judgy. And I'm tired of it. At least the TE inferiors have enough sense to actually okay, that's what's actually happening. The INFP, because they have extroverted sensing tricksters, so they can't even see what's happening right in front of them. So as to whether or not they're actually going to bother asking a question, because they're probably slothful or probably lazy or whatever, or maybe they're prideful because they're members of Mind Temple as well, they're not going to bother asking those questions. They're going to bother to find out what's actually happening. It's really frustrating. It's entirely frustrating. It's like, what the hell? What the hell? So how about you guys get off, stop stepping on an FE child. FE child, extroverted feeling child. It is a divine child, okay? It is all about giving people balloons and candy. It's all about caring for other people. But guess what? We're ETPs, we're pragmatic. Isn't it interesting that the most innocent, caring people of the 16 types, the only way that they're even able to be so caring to other people is because we are pragmatic, because we're willing to break the rules, because oftentimes we find out in our life that we have to break the rules in order to actually help people, right? Especially from a heart temple point of view. We gotta break the rules in order to help people raise their acceptability, help people raise their personal freedom, right? Because of our passion for the pursuit of happiness. And we actually help people get back on that pursuit of happiness, right? Or you look at Immortal, good man, soul temple, kicking ass, taking names. He's soul temple, right? What does soul temple do? Increase other people's value, increase other people's character. That's what soul temple does. That's what ESTPs do. That's what INFJs do. Their job is to improve fellow human beings. That's what they do. But the thing is that for extroverted feeling child to work, they got to do it independently. They got to be willing to break the rules, because the so-called rules actually get in the way of our ability to help people. Oh, but who are the people setting the rules? Oh, that's right, the ignorant EFJs, the TI inferiors, the TE inferiors, right? Making the rules all the time. But I can't help people because of these bullshit rules that I have to break, right? That Immortal has to break, that Bubbles has to break, that Fib has to break. This is crap. It's absolute crap. You know, it is written, you know people by their fruit. You judge people by their actions, right? Why do we as a society, when we have families, for example, right? Why are we allowing these ignorant people have so much power over us? That's what I don't understand, right? And it takes extroverted feeling child to hold those people accountable and be like, hey, what the hell are you doing? Why are you inhibiting my ability to help people, right? Oh, just because it doesn't look like how it's traditionally done, or it doesn't look affiliative, right? Oh, you're obviously not doing the right thing, right? Well, here's the problem. Let's look at MindTemp a little bit. Doctors, do you think doctors are doing the right thing? No. Doctors are loyal to pharmaceutical companies. Doctors are trained by medical institutions like Stanford, you know, medical school. Who do you think pays for medical school at institutions? Oh, that's right. MindTemple owned and controlled pharmaceutical companies. And yet all of a sudden the people who become doctors are the STJs, they're the philosopher types, right? They often become doctors. But then they like to delude themselves into thinking that they're actually helping people, that they're actually healing people, when the reality of the situation is they're not. They're actually harming people consistently. Because they're the ones who complain the most about bias. They're the ones who complain the most about bias, yet those doctors are the most biased of them all. So no one gets healed. No one gets healed at all. No one gets healed. And it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And these STJs, these NFPs, they don't even bother questioning it. They don't even bother what's going on, right? Yeah, drugs are poison. Even legal ones. Shout out to you for saying that. Hell yeah. It's true. It's true. So like, what the hell, guys? Why do you allow society to behave this way? Why do you allow the beast that rises from the sea to do this? Why do you allow, which is greater society, Western society? Why? Why? What, because you feel powerless? You're not powerless. We're not powerless. All we have to do is just come together and be of the same mind and realize that we have the ability to say no to these people. We have the ability to say no to these bullshit judgments. We have the ability to be like, stop making assumptions about us all the time. I get victimized by people's assumptions every day of my life. Immortal, he was victimized by people's assumptions, and as a result of that, he is not able to participate in our community. Well, the day will come where potentially he'll have the power to return to the community. And when he does, we will welcome him back with open arms when that happens. But we just, you know, we live in this bullshit society. Anything a little bit different, anything that might look like it's breaking the rules, you know, breaking the social norms, right? The social rules, what is socially acceptable, right? Well, apparently we are all expected to bow down to that bullshit. And I'm not down for that. I'm not down for it at all. You guys you got to study the quadrants. You got to study the temples, the 4 temples, and see literally what is happening to society around you. You got to see the consequences. Oh, yeah. That's a great quote. That's a great quote. Yeah. You can't go against the cult of the world without being accused of being in a cult. Goddamn right. That's why I had that video, my introduction video. If you guys haven't watched the introduction video to the YouTube channel, where we're being accused by ignorant people for being a cult, the ego hacker community. No, it's not a cult, because when you're in a cult, you can't leave the cult, because then you get shunned and they actually do damage to you, right? They actually harm you. People, they don't want to be in the ego hacker community? Great, you don't have to be. Sure, we're making a new nation here where we are going to have the best men and the best women. We will be the envy of the world within our nation that we're making, the ego nation, right? Everyone's talking about bullshit ego death. No, that's just not how it is. Ego death is the wrong way of thinking about it. Ego death is bullshit, actually. No. Everyone's ego matters. That's the point. That's and I'm gonna stand for that. So here I am gonna be on my little street corner, being like some bullshit street preacher or whatever, telling you all the truth, right? Live, to make sure that you all understand that this is crap. I'm not gonna stand for it anymore. It's one of the fastest ways to disrespect an ETP. It's one of the fastest ways to disrespect an ENTP when you start making assumptions about what they're doing, what their behavior is. Oh, because you look dangerous, Mr. C.S. Joseph, you look dangerous. Well, guess what? I get to judge you as dangerous. I get to treat you as if you're dangerous. When the reality is, I'm actually the safest person. It's bullshit. And that's how I've been judged throughout my whole life. When the people closest to me found out that I lived a polygynous lifestyle, they cut me out. They cut me out. Cut me out. My community, my church, everything. They just cut me out. They cut me out, right? What? Because they don't even read. They don't even read because, hey, we got to prevent people from making babies. You know what I'm saying? Because overpopulation is the greatest threat.
There's a ninja on the street.
Yeah, Fib is a ninja. You want me on the show?
Huh?
You want me on the show?
What kind of show is it?
I'm a mind reader.
You're a mind reader?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'll do this shit. Let me do
Oh.
my shit. Fuck yeah.
All right. Cool. Got some takers. Let me get the microphone.
I smoke a cigarette because this is going to hurt.
That's actually
What's
cool.
your name, man?
Yeah. I'm Chase, bro.
Demetrius.
Demetrius. Love that.
Nice to meet you.
Love that name. You a local? Let me get you a microphone.
From this area, but moved back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm here. Me and the lady are here. We just moved back from Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
Duluth,
Nice.
Minnesota.
Duluth. Nice.
Northern Minnesota.
So like that, just put your thumb there and put the finger there. And just put it on like I got it. Yeah.
Cowboy hat's back.
Oh, are we live? Oh,
We're live, man, on YouTube right now, man.
What's
Oh.
your thing?
Yeah.
What's your thing? I'll follow you.
Yeah. I'll give you cards. Don't worry. I got you. Yeah. So introduce yourself to the audience. Tell them what you're all about, man.
My name is Demetrius Crawford. I'm actually a world-renowned mural artist and airbrush artist. I paint
Love
classic
that.
cars and
Love
stuff
that.
like that. And I reside here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Yeah. So how'd you get into art?
Oh, since I was a kid, kind of natural ability, very unique kid growing up.
Yeah?
In
What
art.
made it so unique?
Just my skill level compared to, I guess, like other younger kids.
What's your best work?
I've done cars for Baron Jackson and Meckham, and I do
Like decals or paint jobs?
pinstripe and all that kind of stuff.
that's
Ghost
awesome.
flames, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's bitchin'.
Hell
That
yeah.
is awesome.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Like how much you get paid for that?
I do okay.
You do okay?
I do okay.
Nice.
But prior to that, it was like a side talent. Now it's full time. But I was a supervisor for Halliburton, and I realized like after COVID, and I was like, I don't want to do this no more. Like I think I want to invest in myself, and so
And get your name out there, right?
yeah. So now I'm here 3.5
So
years
you
later.
got a card, right? So like I could like hire you and stuff, right?
I'm actually working on all that rebranding right now and multimedia
Cool.
package.
When we're done, you gotta give me your
Yes.
number, man.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Yeah. Because
I got
like
you.
I'm trying to get myself one of those Toyota A6 TRDs, the HK supercharger kit and whatnot. But I want it really looking sick. And you,
I have
you
a
sound
paint
like you're the
collision
guy.
shop in Superior, Wisconsin. We can make that happen.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's bitching.
Hell yeah.
This guy is awesome. One of the coolest dudes I've
I'm
ever met.
trying to.
Yeah. So are you ready for your mind reading, sir?
Let's go.
Let's go. All right, cool. So you're an individual who's this guy is moral AF. This guy is super moral. Every time he makes decisions, he's got to weigh everything out consistently, right? Also gives him the ability to be mega brilliant while he does it. Why? because especially when you like read books and whatnot,
Yes.
really empowers your opinion.
Yes.
Because you really like it when people come to you and ask you your opinion because of
Yes.
how powerful it absolutely can be.
Yes.
But you have to sharpen your opinion over time
Yes.
by reading as much as
Yes.
possible, taking in all the input,
Yes.
and also surrounding yourself with smart people.
Yes.
Because when you're around dumb people, they kind of bring you down.
Like-minded people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you like absorbing the intelligent thoughts of other people, take them into yourself, and then you use them almost like your own knives, your own tools or whatever to get the job done.
Yes.
Being around those people consistently. Maybe when you were younger, you may have been actually a bit afraid of sharing your opinion.
I was.
Yeah. And maybe even potentially afraid of what other people think about you, and then also your reputation. As a result, your status, your reputation really matters to you.
But my artwork was always there as like instead of like verbally like writing in a journal or expressing my feelings, I had my sketch pad, and that was my muse, I guess.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
People like you are so necessary because there's people like me who kind of just want to burn the world to the ground, but people like you can find beauty in the world, extract it, make it some amazing art, right?
Yes.
And then as a result, people like me are like, okay, hey, we got to preserve that. I won't burn the world down to the ground because that exists. Because I'm an art collector, and if I find like a painting that speaks to me and whatnot, I gotta have it, and I just put it on my wall because it just reminds me of the beauty in the world.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's nice to like wake up to my wall of art every morning and just look at it and be like, oh, that's so awesome, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's always this reminder.
Because you connect with that piece.
Exactly. So I'm not,
Oh, God. This is another great artist right here.
nice, awesome. Maybe he'll be on the show next.
You got my smoke pen?
Did I take him?
Yep.
Oh, we're live right now, so.
Yeah, we are live. We're live on the internet having fun.
No.
Yeah, so you're a guy who lives in the moment. You're always aware of what other people are doing.
Oh, for sure.
And when you look at people, you can kind of get a sense of what they've done in their life.
Kind
too.
of have empath, like very high frequency.
Well, I think you're more of like a sympath, actually.
Yes.
Because you're an individual who has great sympathy.
Yes.
Because you actually care about other people.
I do.
And sometimes you worry that you might not be caring enough.
Yes.
You're like, oh man, I don't want to be coming off entitled right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So what this does is this causes you to be really generous with people, right? So then you're generous with people that way. They're always thinking highly of you from that perspective because you're trying to give those memorable gifts.
For
and
sure.
that's one of the reasons that motivates you to make the art that you do.
Yes.
Because it makes this memorable gift
Yes.
that people will remember you
Yes.
by over
It's an
time.
extension of myself.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
It is absolutely an extension
Yes.
of yourself. And I have the privilege of having people like you who do send me their art over time, and it just goes up on my wall.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I collect people, I collect that art, you know, because it's extensions themselves. That's like
Yes.
they're with me like
Yeah.
all the time, having
Yeah.
those awesome totems and whatnot. You're also all about your personal freedom
Yes.
all the time. You don't want your freedom of choice taken away. And when it does, you have a tendency to get ragey over it. Because
Yes.
it's like, what the hell are you doing taking away my freedom?
Yes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Yes.
And then also sometimes though, you get really critical towards your experience such that you kind of are in general in a state of uncomfort. You are basically uncomfortable most of the time. However, when you know that you're making other people comfortable, that's when you get comfortable because
Yes.
other people are comfortable
Yes.
around you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's amazing. However, your greatest weaknesses though, decisions that you make, you can see immediate reactions to decisions you make, but sometimes you don't see the long-term consequences, and all of a sudden you make a decision and 3 weeks later it blows up in your face like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that could be a thing. However, you know, like what people would colloquially call the worst part about you, it's that like, here's the thing, like when people criticize you, it's like, okay, what are you criticizing me for? Like, what's the point? Like, are you actually trying to teach me something here, or are you just being an asshole? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, when you criticize someone, you know exactly
I do. I'm
to
to
say.
the T.
You know exactly what buttons to
Sometimes
press.
I feel it before I even approach them.
Yeah, definitely. But as long as you, in your life, are going out of your way to be honest with yourself.
I'm always been real with myself.
Yeah, as long as you're always being real with yourself, that's not really that much of a problem. Because then no one has any business criticizing you anyway, especially when you're honest with yourself.
For sure.
Consistently. So the thing that you want out of life the most is your legacy. You
Yes.
want to be remembered for who you are even after you
Yes,
die. And
yes.
that your identity and your
I
name
talk
will
to
live
my
on.
fiance about that all the time.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is the way I would want to go out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Chucks, dude. Practice 40 hours a day.
40 hours a day, man. We got to practice 40 hours a day.
Yeah, this is actually.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my God, that's sick.
This is me, man.
That is so sick. Oh my God. Wow.
That's
Yeah,
me,
dude.
man.
This is I want my
private
shit dripped out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's
and
so
that's
good.
my private collection. So
Wow.
yeah, and so I got like probably 20 pieces curated right now, and hopefully,
Nice.
like we'll be doing a big showcase in the fall.
Oh hell yeah! Down here?
Yes.
Oh dude, I am there. I want to be there.
Yes,
Like,
we
am a
got this.
huge
You're locked in. You're
aficionado,
locked
man.
in. You're locked in.
Oh hell yeah, that's so good. Yeah, dude, the Coeur d'Alene art scene is pretty dope. Like they open up all the galleries and whatnot, and then we do like the art tour. They just had it this last Friday, yesterday, or 2 days ago, and it was so good. It was so good. But yeah, if you're gonna be like represented out here, that's so good. I want to be there.
Oh yeah.
I got a bunch of my peeps coming out here like in October who are like involved with the show, my community and whatnot.
Yep.
Yeah, and if you want to like show up to that event, whatnot, maybe show off some of your art, that would be pretty sick.
Man, we were locked in, man.
Hell yeah.
I like what you got, because like I'm a very intellectual mind too. So
Yes, you are.
Yes.
As you get older, you actually get more intellectual over
Yes.
time. You're an individual.
I can't actually wait till I get old, because I'm like, I was like, the things
Same.
I've dealt with in my life and the things I've seen worldwide, like it's insane. Like,
Oh, yeah,
being able to
preach.
be old as fuck and just be able to tell those stories.
Yeah.
Like it could be
What's
pretty
the
awesome.
craziest thing you've ever done, man?
Shit.
What's the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
Probably bungee jump in Istanbul off this
Oh
bridge.
my God, that's
And it was like, I honestly thought the rope was gonna snap. And I went down,
Oh,
because it went up and down. And I'm like, well, I'm 260 pounds, so we'll see how this works out,
Oh yeah, that's awesome. The craziest thing I ever did, like I was homeless in Seattle for a while, and like when I was homeless out there, like some dude, he's like, hey, you're Chase, computers, like, and I'm like, yeah, I know computers, like, and so he takes me to like the Starbucks or whatever, pulls out his laptop. He's like, you want to make some money? I'm like, yeah, I want to make some money, because homeless, right?
Yeah.
Make some money. Shows me what it is. He's like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, yeah, I can do that. He's like, okay, great. Throws his badge down. It's a Fortune 500 company. He's like, okay, you're going to impersonate me. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He gets, also gives me a suit, whatever, and I actually show up, to his place of work and actually do his job for him.
Right.
Why? Because he's a Hollywood film producer. You got to fly around the world doing movies and whatnot. He wants to keep his medical benefits for his family, whatever. Needs someone to hold down and moonlight for him on his job or whatever. So that's what I did. And I'm walking the building. It's like, hey, if you're caught, with unauthorized access, prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And I'm like, oh, dang, this is getting really crazy. This is getting real.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I did. So then I take that money that I made from that, and then I became like an arms dealer for a while. And I was building weapons out of a storage unit in Washington State.
That's awesome.
And then I sold those weapons to the Seattle Police Department for their riot gear.
We hunt in my family, so
Oh, hell yeah, man.
I don't know about everybody out there, but yes, we keep it natural. So
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
You should
man.
go to the range sometime.
oh yeah, for
That'd be
sure,
fun.
for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Shoot the AR-15 and do some good shit. That'd
Oh
be
yeah,
great.
for sure,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. So your deadly sin is greed, but your living virtue is generosity.
Yes.
So, sometimes you get to the point like, hey, I've been really generous. It's okay for me a little greedy because I know that I'm so generous. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Yeah. And then also because of that, but it's all around the fact that like you're trying to like have the freedom to explore what your purpose is, and you found your purpose,
Yes.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
And now you're working hard to build that legacy
Yes.
and bring that legacy that will exist long after you
And
die.
I'm trying to bring it here to Coeur d'Alene, because I've been going for a while. Like, this is home.
Same.
But
Yeah,
it's
preach.
a supply and demand.
Yeah.
And honestly, I just feel like that, you got a lot of these young guys wrapping cars,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
and I throw down classic car paint for old car collectors, pinstriping, flames,
Yeah.
motors for 34 years.
Wow.
So like everything that's happening to me now, I don't know if it's my grandfather looking down on me or whatever, but I just take it in stride, and I don't know, I look at a mobile canvas,
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
quality time
Yeah.
instead of just painting I'm gonna paint a mural. I'm gonna paint a canvas. It's like, why can't you paint a gun safe? Why can't you paint all the ceiling of the building? Why
Yeah.
can't you paint like whatever the fuck you want to paint?
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't happen though.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen.
I hope to open like a private club down here for my peeps and whatnot.
Yeah.
It'd be so dope if you just drip the whole place out.
I
You know what
got
I'm
you,
saying?
man.
Every inch of it.
Oh, bro, we're tapped in after this.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wait,
Dude.
I got a lot more on the
Yeah.
on the register. So
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so yeah, so thank you for being on the show, Demetrius.
Yes.
Awesome. Does your woman like to be on the show? Hell yeah. I'll even tell you guys about your relationship afterwards too. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Lord, oh my God.
Yeah.
Very interesting relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'd be awesome. Yeah, so let's get her the microphone and get her set up. Yeah. Good times. ISFP, folks. ISFP.
My time.
We'll go here.
All right, cool. So introduce yourself to the audience, and be
I'm
like,
Abby.
Abby. Okay, so what do you do? What's your story? What's your thing?
So I work in healthcare.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course you do. Of course you do, because you're so supportive all the time. Gotta make people feel good. You're often a person who serves, goes out of your way to constantly give to other people on a regular basis, and you have super high endurance. You just stick around, mega loyal individual all the time.
Yes.
And that's actually what this guy needs. He needs loyalty. He needs people to stick around for him. It's a big deal. He needs someone to react positively to him. And he needs someone to make comfortable so that he can be comfortable, right?
Yep.
And he wants to be consistently remembered all the time. That way, like, when he does things for you, making you comfortable, you remember all those things, right? And then, like, so every now and then he might fail or whatever, but you always remember all the good stuff all the time, because he could be pretty forgetful. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But you always remember everything. Oh, you left your tools over here, or you left your phone over there, and you already have it memorized. You already know what's up, and you always find it for him all the time. That way, nothing's ever lost.
Yep.
That's how you.
I follow him around the house. I know where his stuff always is.
And that way you always give that to him all the time, which is super awesome. And you're all about how he feels. You really like, you think highly of the fact that he's an extremely moral person, right? And you're constantly being supportive whenever possible, always making him feel good, being super loyal. But what's really cool about you is you always never get in the way of his freedom of choice. You're always giving him options. You're always giving him choices all the time.
Yeah.
And he really needs that, because maybe throughout his life, he had people trying to take away his freedom, people take away his choice. And he needs freedom of choice. Why? Because how is it he can actually find his purpose as a man unless he has the freedom to explore what that purpose is? That's what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
And you also think on your head, and you're all about like what you think and all about the facts, and you spend a long time thinking about everything. And perhaps especially when you were younger, you were kind of afraid that you didn't know enough. And one of the biggest ways to actually hurt you as a person, right, is to tell you that like you're stupid, but you're not stupid. You spend so much time thinking about everything, but everyone just like assumes that you're dumb, which is bullshit. When you're actually spending time thinking about everything more than everybody else does, crunching it down, trying to figure out what the actual facts are, no matter what. However, your personal worry though, you worry that you're not good enough, you worry that you're not worthy enough, maybe even worry that you're not worthy enough of him, and that it bothers you and whatnot, but then he consistently is trying to remind you like, hey, no, you're good, we're good, I'm there for you because you're there for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what is really amazing about it. And then also, like, you can be really critical towards your personal performance and other people's performance, to the point where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna probably dismiss that person because they're really unkept. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be kept. Otherwise, you're not gonna take them seriously. You know what I'm
We
saying?
most definitely are in a place in our life where I think everybody, like after COVID and everything, we control our peace.
Yeah.
And I've had to realize that because I was so gullible, and I'm naturally a good-hearted person.
Yes.
But, like, now that I'm back, I'm like, these people are not the same. Some of my friends are not the same people that I fell in love with, and I'm still there for them as a friend.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, I have to control my peace because I'm at this place mentally, because I've been through my own shit too, But at the end of the day, I think that, I turned 34 on the 20th.
Yeah.
And I have no kids, had a career on the oil field. I'm doing what I love.
Yes, sir.
But at the end of the day, I always had in the back of my mind, what would it be like to have a good significant other? And this was my best friend before,
Yeah.
you know, this happened, and now we're
Yeah.
engaged.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
And so like everything's kind of starting to manifest itself. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. You guys have what's called the golden pair, highest compatibility. So you're all about how you feel. She's all about how you feel. You're all about your comfort. He's all about your comfort, right? You're all about your freedom. She's all about your freedom. You're all about what you think. He's all about what you think. You see what I'm saying? And it just works perfect.
Yeah.
The grass is not going to be greener anywhere else.
Yeah.
Really. Like, seriously. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to be imposing or whatnot, but like, hey, if you guys invite me to the wedding, I'll be down. You know, like, I'm just saying, like, yeah, because like you guys just work. You guys totally work. Highest compatibility. You can't get better than that. You know what I'm saying?
It's easy.
A lot of people out there, because like, you know, I say I'm like a mind reader, but I'm just actually a psychologist, you know what I'm saying? Able to read people super quick and just expose their psyche to them and whatnot.
She's a psychiatrist, so we don't want to say it on the camera. That's what it is.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, you got meds and then you got the verbal part. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, so definitely continue to invest in your relationship.
For sure.
She's all about discovery. She's all about exploration. She wants to explore everything.
And I have a lot to show her because I'm the adventurer. I'm the adventurer in a relationship.
Just take her all the places, and she's, you know, like so my grandmother is just like you, and my grandfather. Do you know what he would do? He'd just be like, okay, we're gonna go on a drive. She's like, cool. She gets in the car and they're driving, and it's 45 minutes. She's like, so where are we going? And they left the San Juan Islands up in Washington State, and he's like, oh, we're going to Crescent City. She's like, Crescent City? We didn't even pack. We didn't do anything. And that's in Northern California.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, well, we're going to Crescent City.
We'll figure it out.
We'll just figure it out.
We are most definitely like that. So I'm like, you want to go somewhere with me? And we're in Hagen, Montana.
Let's go on a D
Silver
adventure.
dollar, something like that.
We're going on a D's adventure. That's
Yeah, it's all about adventures. So she loves adventures. Yeah, so just continue to take her on adventures. She's all about exploration, and she's all about giving you the freedom to explore, because she just wants to explore with you, have that shared experience with you.
For sure.
Yeah. So how'd I do with my
You did good, bro. You did good. For real. For real.
Pretty solid.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, check out my boy. And you guys better keep on streaming, because this is for real. This is not no fake. No, I just met this guy, and I'm like,
Oh no, I know.
I want to hear what you gotta say. And lo and behold, it's the truth. It's the truth. Here it is.
It's all true.
Yeah. Thanks for being on the show.
Hey, I
Big
appreciate
thanks.
you, bro.
Oh, much appreciated.
I appreciate you.
Here, I'll give you guys my card.
Yes,
Right
bro.
here. Yeah.
And we'll be in contact, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I'll even bring you up. Well, I have my shop and stuff at my house.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
I do I make modern wood furniture for like high-end real
Oh,
estate as well. So
hell
we'll
yeah.
talk.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very.
That's amazing.
I used to come in a tattoo shop here, and that was the owner of the tattoo shop that came and hugged me. And we used to.
Oh,
on Fort
nice.
Sherman right here. A lot of
Nice.
people down here know me.
Hell
But
yeah.
I'm back for good, and I don't know. Everything kind of transpired to other things, but it's
Well, I'm glad you're here, man. Like, your work is like way above, way advanced all these other artists in town. And I know a lot of the artists in town because I love the art scene down here, but like, your contribution is just to blow it out of the water.
I feel like
Holy
I feel
smokes.
like outside of all the paintings downtown, I feel like other people have other interests outside of Lake Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah.
And like you might like classic rock.
Oh, yeah.
But there's not going to be anything in Lake Coeur d'Alene that represents that. I'm the guy that'll represent that
Oh, awesome.
because that's who I am as well.
Hey, you know, anything that we can do, especially with the online community, because we're gonna have a bunch of people actually from my community are actually moving out here and whatnot. We'll be
Yes.
happy to consume your work for sure,
Yeah,
man.
for sure, man.
Oh yeah, it'd be
Pleasure
awesome.
meeting you.
Yeah,
Such a
likewise.
pleasure.
Likewise.
Peace out, everybody. Thank you for listening. Peace.
Yeah. Hey, who's next? Can we get her on the show?
Me?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Just stand here and
Okay.
be on the show.
Do I talk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Here's your microphone. So,
Butterfly knife.
she likes a butterfly knife, of course.
I do.
Yeah, it's bitching. All right, so thumb here, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, and just put it on like kind of like what I got right here. That way we can listen to you, you know?
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
I like how it's like furry.
Oh yeah, for sure. Free, of course we do free. You know what I'm saying?
I can't-
Rose says you're very pretty.
Who?
Rose, she's on the show right now. She said
Oh,
you're very
it's
pretty.
live?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now. Yeah.
I'm so flattered. Wait, who said that?
Rose did.
Thank
Yeah,
you, Rose.
said-
You're so. I'm not even kidding. I can't get this on.
Oh, you gotta. Here, I'll help
Sorry.
you.
I don't mean this. I don't mean to make this uncomfortable.
Oh, no problem.
Make it stiff. Okay.
No problem. Yeah. So tell us about yourself to the audience. What's your name? What do you do? What are you here for? You know, all that.
Okay. My name is Murph.
Murph.
I'm Catholic, but I'm not a traditional stick up my ass Catholic.
What are those?
Stick up my ass Catholics?
Yeah, what are those? Describe
Like-
that.
They're judgmental and assholes towards everyone. Like, they can't just accept somebody as a human being.
Yeah.
They won't even take them as a human being. They'll just judge them for what is presented to them.
Yeah.
And, like, they'll just run with that.
Yeah. They got their heads in the sand,
Yeah,
right?
they'll judge immediately.
Yeah.
And I think that is so anti-Christianity.
Yeah.
Like, I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
God loves everyone no matter
Yes.
what their faults or
Yeah.
wrongs are.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm just, like, she could be like an ex-convert for all I know, but she's still a human being, and I love
No, that's Laser Gun. We love Laser Gun. Yeah.
And she's beautiful, and she's,
She
she's
is
a child
beautiful.
of God, so she deserves
Yeah.
love no matter what she's done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a nice. That's a nice point on it. So when did you get your faith? Like, what's your faith story?
Well, I definitely grew up Catholic, so it was
Okay.
like I was raised into it. So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to talk about it in a unbiased way.
But when did you get to the point in your life where you just made the decision, like, okay, yeah, I was raised Catholic, but I'm gonna stick with it. You know, what was that situation where you realized, okay, yeah, this is part of my identity. I'm definitely moving forward with this. You know?
Well, my dad was a very interesting character,
Yeah.
and moving past probably beyond the point of hating him
Oh,
was
dang.
like a, I don't know, interesting moment for me. That
Yeah.
was probably the point where I realized, okay, just like, because I was past an adult at that point, so I couldn't
Right.
really control him. And that,
Yeah.
after realizing that I just had to accept the faults that he had,
Yeah.
and realizing that he was beyond the point of incredible change,
Yeah.
I just had to love him still no matter what.
Oh,
And I
it's
do.
nice
He's
that you
done
do
some
that.
crazy things and I still love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pastor's kid, right?
Really?
Yeah. So, you know, my dad, he's a pastor at church, but my dad and I, I'm a biblical scholar, you know, and we butt heads because he wanted to be a pastor, and then I became a biblical
Right.
scholar, and then all of a sudden I just use it to like debate him consistently on biblical things, you know, because I'm that guy that pastors will hire to debate them
Of
in front of their
course.
congregations.
They love
you
that
know?
debate no matter what.
You know, and my opener on that debate is like, the sinner's prayer is a lie. Oh, they really hate it when I do that to them. Oh my God. You know, like, yeah, the sinner's prayer is a lie. Oh, you're going to get saved. Like, oh, that's not a thing, guys. Sorry, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. So you think about it, it's like, oh yeah, you say this little prayer, whatever, you think you're saved or whatever. It's like, okay, well, hold on. Well, where's the faith? Where's the faith?
Seriously.
It takes all the faith out. You know, and people, this is one of the things I actually like agree with Catholics on actually, is that they don't go in that direction. They don't buy into the whole like Protestant get saved bullshit. They just don't do that, which is pretty great that they have that figured out, you know. And of course, you know, I'm there in front of the congregation, you know, slaying the sacred cows of
Right.
the church, you know what I'm saying?
There's definitely like different sides to it. Like I'll go to one church and I'll hear like a homily and I'll be like, I'm not so sure about that. And then I'll go to another church and I'll hear a different homily and be like, yeah, that's pretty spot on. Like,
I'm a really nice guy.
it doesn't matter what you do. You just kind of have to be, in my opinion, go with the flow.
Yeah.
And just be a good person.
Yeah.
Have faith.
Yeah, have
And
faith.
what other people do, it doesn't matter. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, it doesn't matter. We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Whatever. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
So what do you do for a living, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, right now, I mean, I'm 22. I'm
Okay.
just a hostess.
Cool.
I hostess and I nanny
Oh,
for
nice.
my sister.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So like, okay, so you're an aunt, right?
yes.
So how many little ones are you aunt for?
Technically 3, but really it's just 2 because one of them is 14 and he just kind of does his own thing.
He just does his own thing.
Yeah,
you know,
he's pretty
teenagers.
smart. He's
Oh, yeah.
cool. He does, you know, he's wise for the most part.
Yeah.
and the other two are angels. So I'm really, because like kids, they can be demons for sure. They can
Oh,
be
yeah.
little shits for all I
Oh
know.
yeah,
But,
I have 3 of them. I'm aware.
but the kids I nanny, they're really good. So I'm really lucky.
Well, that's cool.
It's
That's
really,
cool.
really easy.
Yeah. So how'd you get into hostessing?
I went on Indeed and I just
Okay.
made my resume,
Yeah.
and they actually reached out to me, and I was like, okay, this place is pretty new, but they look nice, they have high standards, and so I went with it.
Yeah. Cool. Are you ready for your reading?
What does that mean?
Because I'm a mind reader.
Okay, tell me.
It's so fun. Yeah.
Okay, what do
yeah.
you think?
So you're an individual. Every person has like a virtue and a vice, right?
Yes.
And your virtue and vice is faith versus fear, right? Yeah.
Wow, you're good.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
I haven't
wow,
even
you're
started
really
yet.
good.
I haven't even started yet.
Okay, go ahead.
This will be fun. All right. So you're an individual with extremely high endurance, right? You stick around. You're hyper loyal, and you're kind of like when you work, like you can be the last one standing. You know what I'm saying? Because you constantly are just always there, hyper loyal individual and able to like withstand anything. But you know, your love language, it's actually acts of service. You provide acts of service for other people and you're constantly doing that. It's all about contribution for you. Contribution is everything. Although your deadly sin is envy. It's envy.
Oh my God.
Very envious of other people. But let's define what envy is, because a lot of people don't know. Because people can't tell the difference between envy and jealousy to save their life. Jealousy is just wanting what other people have. It's also known as lust. But envy is different. Envy is, and it's my deadly sin too. Let's be honest. So we're like deadly sin people.
Yeah.
We're like brother and sister on that. You know what I'm saying? But envy is like this. It's like hating other people for being happier than you are when you know they didn't earn it, they didn't work for it, they didn't, like, where's their contribution? So I have this problem where we'll compare people's contributions, like, okay, you didn't work for that, whatever, shut up, you know what I'm saying? But then your living virtue actually is compassion, right? So because you're envious, it allows you to be compassionate. And compassion is giving for the sake of giving, instead of giving with strings attached like everybody else does. And it's really frustrating when that happens, right? The thing you want out of life the most is satisfaction. You want to be satisfied. You know, when you're sitting down watching Netflix, you know, having some nice chips, because it's real satisfying. Maybe you want some popcorn with that. Maybe it's Flamin' Hot Cheetos, whatever your thing is. You know what I'm saying?
How do you do this?
Oh yeah, I'll explain how. But then it's. But yeah, you're all about being. You're like no one's more loyal than you are. You always stick around, which is really great. You really care about how everyone else feels, and you're all about safety and trying to keep people safe. You want to be safe. You understand. You want to have a safe environment for people. Constantly watching out for people on a regular basis. You know what you think. You can think on your shoulders. Sometimes that means you criticize other people because you can be malevolent. But malevolence is actually a good thing because you know what you've suffered in life. You know the big lessons that have come as a result of suffering enough. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I gotta make this person suffer a little bit so they learn the same lessons I learned. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. It's super important that you do that. Now, when you're working hard to satisfy other people, you want to be treated with respect, right? And have that deep respect. And sometimes when you're giving respect to other people, you would like to be satisfied in return. That's just kind of how you work, you know, from that perspective. And then the thing that you're afraid of, though, your fear, you're afraid of what might happen. You're afraid of consequences. You're afraid of other people's choices. And so this is where that fear comes into play, where you can actually be afraid because it's like, oh, I don't know what they're going to do before they do it. And you want to make sure that you're consistent and safe. However, there's another aspect to it. You're afraid of being unwanted. You're afraid of not being desirable enough. And that really bothers you. So you go out of your way to raise your acceptability as well as raise the acceptability of other people to make yourself as likable as possible so that when you are likable as possible, people would want you more. Because the thing that hurts you the most is when someone doesn't want you anymore. After you've worked so hard contributing to them and doing those acts of service. How could they not want me? I've done all of this stuff for them. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? And that's actually the number one way to hurt you, is to make you feel unwanted and prey upon that fear that you have, right? Now you worry You worry about your performance. You worry that you don't perform well enough. You also worry about other people's performance, right? And you know what makes yourself comfortable, and you worry that you might be making someone else uncomfortable. So you actually go out of your way to share that part of yourself of like, hey, these things make me comfortable, or I'm in this comfortable environment. So you share those things that make you comfortable. You share those things that make you feel safe, so that you go out of your way to make other people safe based on your own personal experience as a result, right? And that actually is how you end up performing, because it's like, well, I'm worried that I'm not performing well enough, but hey, at least I can share with these people what makes me comfortable, what makes me feel safe, so that they can be too, because oftentimes you worry that those people might not be safe in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And then where you're very critical is that you are very critical towards your own self-worth consistently. You're walking around oftentimes feeling unworthy or not good enough on a regular basis, or that you're not a good enough person, and you hold yourself to this extremely high moral standard. However, it can blow up in your face, because while you hold yourself to this extremely high moral standard that oftentimes you can't actually meet yourself, you hold other people to that impossibly high moral standard as well.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
To the last thing you just said about self-worth, who am I applying that to? Who do you think I'm applying that to? Like the worry about self-worth.
Oh, being critical towards your own self-worth.
Like who am I, like say there's a subject that I'm
Right.
worried about most. Who do you think that is?
Well, it literally can be anyone, but it's especially your affiliates, the people that you're closest to. Because again, you want to make sure you're worried that you're making them uncomfortable. You're afraid that they may not want you anymore, but you go out of your way to try to be as much of a good person as possible. And sometimes you're just really, really hard on yourself. And this causes you to be really self-deprecating towards yourself, and where you'll overly apologize for things that you really didn't do wrong and whatnot. But it's because you're trying to make them feel good. You're trying to get them to value you, because the more other people value you, then you can value yourself. You know that you're being, from your perspective, a good person because, hey, these people are valuing me. These people are making me top priority, because you're the one making them top priority. And sometimes, though, you can make the wrong people the top priority, which can be an issue, right? So you got to be really careful to filter out certain people in your life that are not to be a top priority. So this is actually your greatest weakness, because from your perspective, you'll listen to just about anybody because you want to be listened to. It's so important to you that you are listened to. So from your perspective, hey, if I'm giving everyone an opportunity to have a voice, then that means they're going to give me a voice. You know what I'm saying? Right? From that point of view. But that's not always true. You have a hard time filtering out people that you shouldn't be listening to, because this weakness means that they could be like gaslighting you, and then you'll take on bad habits while being around you, right? So this woman right here, that's Laser Gun. She's my girlfriend. I love her dearly.
In the dress?
Yes.
Oh, she's lovely.
Oh, she's exquisite. Yes. But she has a similar issue. So what I have to do is I oftentimes have to filter out, people in her life because she has that similar weakness and whatnot. The difference is while she's a mirror, she's got to, I tell people like her, hey, get the losers out of your life, because when they're out of her life, she won't behave like them. You're a little bit different. You'll mimic those people. So even if those losers are out of your life, you still have those bad habits and they're still kind of attached to you. And it takes you a lot longer to deprogram that corruption so that you can maintain your status as a good person, a valuable person as a result. That way people are making you a top priority. That way people are consistently choosing you and making you feel wanted over time, right? And then the worst part about you,
I'm curious about this one.
where your sin nature is,
Yes.
actually.
Go ahead.
So it's all about what you personally want. You don't often allow yourself to want anything. You're a person that does what you should do instead of what you want to do. And this actually has a bad byproduct where you actually end up becoming really risk averse. You always play it safe instead of being willing to take risks. The thing is that you have the highest strength and the highest endurance out of people out there. So you have to get to a point where you're actually comfortable with taking risks on your own. But in order to practice taking those risks, you like to be able to take those risks with other people. So there's shared risk.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
you're so spot on with that.
Shared risk. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And having that shared risk is super important, right? But eventually you got to get to a point in your life where you're willing to take those risks on your own because you know, hey, I've been through so much shit in my life, I can actually get through it and be willing to take those risks. Because here's the thing, someone like you, especially at your age, assumes that, hey, if I'm the last man standing, if I'm strong, if I'm able to endure, if I'm able to persevere, because that's like one of your biggest spiritual gifts is being able to persevere, right? Through that perseverance, that's what makes me desirable, right? That makes me wantable. That means people will choose me. That's actually not true. What it really is your ability to take risks and deal with whatever consequences and endure through those consequences. That's actually what makes you as desirable as you can be. So you're going to have to shift that mindset a little bit in that direction to make sure that you are on the path.
Wait, in what direction? What do you mean?
The best direction for your life. To have the absolute best life for yourself is be willing to take those risks. But just be careful, because if you're around those losers, you'll find yourself loyal to the wrong people, the wrong ideas, and you'll find yourself in unsafe situations. And even when those people are finally cut out of your life, as they should be, you still have some of those bad habits, and it'll take a long time for you to get rid of those bad habits. So what I recommend you do is do this thing where you ask other people their opinion about the people in your life, people that you trust, people that you know have moral fiber, right? And go to them and be like, hey, what's your opinion? How do you feel about these people in my life? That way, you're getting all that information, and then from that information that you have, you know that you're making the right choice, so that way you're not taking on bad habits over time. You got to protect yourself from taking on bad habits from other people, and instead develop your own healthy habits to ensure that you're enduring or loyal to the right people and loyal to the right ideas. The reason why is because you have this thing called fanaticism. We talked about malevolence already. Fanaticism.
I've never heard that word before.
She is the ultimate fangirl. Let's be honest. You can be you.
Me?
Yeah, you can be. Oh, I'm reading this book, and you want to share this book that you're reading with everyone else, or oh, I have this new idea, or I'm following this, or whatever. And that's a big deal because you're very fanatical, and you can be like, a fanatic about some idea or person, place, or thing, whatever noun that is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So, but you gotta be careful and protect yourself and make sure you're not being fanatical about the wrong people, place, or things, or ideas. That way you can be the best version of yourself.
Can I ask?
Yes.
What if I don't have that many people in my life because I'm very distrusting?
Well, as you should be.
I don't have this girl right here in the black top.
Yeah.
She's my only friend right now. And I don't even know her that well, to be honest. I would say, and I could be wrong, I'd say I have a decent instinct. I have a good instinct about her. I don't think she's going to screw me over.
Yeah.
But other people, I'm very aware of maybe reading them, and
but you do
I can
have
be shit
people,
at it, so I don't know.
But you do have people you trust, though, right?
But they are family, and obviously you can cut off family.
Yeah.
Family, as regards to people that are bad for you, doesn't really matter if they're family.
Yeah.
But the best people in my life are family. As far as outsiders, she's the only one. So I'm just generally
you
trusting
got to be
to other
willing
people.
to get out of your comfort zone. Remember, take more risks. You got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone, because you can get stuck in your comfort zone and then stagnate. And when that happens, you actually make your deadly sin worse. You get even more envious. You want to be the person that people are envious towards. You don't want to be envious towards others. People should be envious of you, because when they're envious of you, what that does is it empowers you to be compassionate and give for the sake of giving to other people, because you've raised yourself up to this level where people are actually envious of you from that perspective. But if you're in a situation where it's causing you to be envious of others, your deadly sin is out, and you're leading with your deadly sin and not your living virtue of compassion. Because you are extremely compassionate, right? You're the source of acts of service. But be careful who you give your acts of service to. Just like it is written, do not throw your pearls to swine, right? You can't do that. But you are a person who is at highest risk of throwing your pearls to swine. Be careful. Be very careful.
It's my worst fear. I won't even lie, it's my worst fear.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah, so how did I do with my reading?
I think you did really good. The only thing, and I could be wrong,
Okay.
I'm still young, I'm still learning. The
Fair
only
enough.
thing is when it comes to envy, I would say, because I think envy and jealousy are different. Envy is wanting something from someone and them to not want it. Jealousy is just, in my opinion, I couldn't tell you the exact definition. Jealousy is just
Wanting what
something.
other people have.
Envy is wanting them and then them to not want it. For me, it's just jealousy. Like I try my hardest to be happy for somebody else and their riches and their happiness and their, freedom of expenses, etc., especially in this day and age.
Oh yeah.
So I think when it comes to me achieving those goals, I think the key is to not be negative towards others that already have that.
Well, certainly, yeah.
And so, I'd say in the last maybe 3 years, I've tried really hard, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. But I'm definitely jealous. I'm definitely a jealous person when it comes to that.
Well, yeah, that comes from like worrying what other people have, because you're aware of what you have, but worrying about what other people have and whether or not they've actually earned it, whether or not they've actually worked for it. Mm-hmm. Just don't be that person that's going around comparing effort dicks, comparing dicks. Don't compare effort.
I don't think it matters if somebody worked for what they have or not. Like, they have what they have, they're happy. It shouldn't matter if they worked hard for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they deserve to be happy. It doesn't matter how hard they worked for it. Why does that matter,
Exactly. So here's my card.
Oh, thank you.
I'm actually a psychologist.
I was going to ask.
Not a psychic, Yeah. So yeah, reach out anytime you want. We're going to have a big event at the end of October. We're going to be down here with a bunch of people doing the pub crawl. It's going to be fun. You're welcome to join us if you'd like. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have fun, bring your friends, whatever.
No, I like this. I've never done anything like this before, so it was fun. And it was good that I was drinking because I'm let loose.
Fair enough,
I'll give this back to you. Thank you.
Yeah, you are most welcome. For
Is that
sure.
my necklace? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'll help you. Oh, it is. Hold on, let me pull off the...
I can unchain my necklace. That makes it easier.
What is going on here? Holy smokes.
Should I take off my necklace?
Yeah, I think you should, for sure. Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, let's, there we go.
What is that?
Cool.
I don't know. Oh, the fluff ball came off. Wait, what's going on?
Yeah, the fluff ball is...
You could probably just pull it through.
Oh, I see what's going on there. Oh, I know what to do. Here, just hold this real quick. Let me pull out my knife, and then I'll just cut it off just slightly right here. And there we go. Here, actually, just hold it like that.
Okay.
On the edge. There you go. And just pull hard, and then, yeah. Cool. There we go.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you. What's your name again?
Murph.
Murph.
What's your name?
Chase, like the bank.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Likewise. Cool. ISFJ, folks. ISFJ.
All right. Wait, Chase.
Yeah. What's up, man?
So we have two fellows here.
Yeah.
All right, can I actually?
Yeah.
And what's about to happen is they just met each other tonight, but they're looking at each other all night.
Oh, funny.
So I want you to type both of them.
Oh, okay.
And then figure out if their relationship's a possibility.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But start with her.
Okay, yeah. Come on.
Anyway, it's really funny. And I hope they heard it. The intro.
Yeah.
I think I was close enough.
I've never done this before. So.
Why would I reject you? Come on. It's all good.
It's so scary.
Yeah, what's so scary?
Fibs say hi. Don't tell me what to do.
Fibs. Let me.
learn all about it. I don't know all of her secrets.
All right, so the microphone, we gotta like attach it to you somehow.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
maybe like right up here.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. All right, cool. We got the microphone. We're good.
Though.
Yeah, Fib is pretty. He is pretty. Epic, huh? This is epic? Yeah, cool. All right, everyone's all...
Okay.
I'll be back. It might be just you doing this.
Maybe it's because I'm not wearing
It'll be both of us soon. He already said it.
All right, cool. Yeah. So tell us about yourself, who you are, all the things. What do we gotta know?
I don't really know where to start.
My
name is Lauren.
She doesn't know where to start, folks. She doesn't know where to start. Cool. So your name's Lauren?
We're in Idaho.
You're in Idaho, yeah? What do you do for a
Moved
living?
here from North Carolina in April.
North Carolina, Raleigh or Charleston or?
Close.
Close?
Just an hour from, do you know where Wilmington is?
No, I don't. How close to Chapel Hill are
about
you?
2 hours from Raleigh.
2 hours from Raleigh? All right, so about 3 hours from UC Chapel Hill.
North Topsail Beach.
Yeah.
Smeads Ferry. Some people would know it as.
Yeah.
Close to Wilmington. Some people would know. So.
What do you do for a living?
Right now I work with her.
Yeah.
We're hosts together. I'm a supervisor.
Hosting. Hosting
Yes.
supervisor. That's cool. That's cool. Nice. Nice. All right. So, so like, what's your big thing in life? You know, what do you like to do for fun? What's your big thing?
Yes. I don't know.
You don't know?
I work a lot, and I enjoy what I do for work.
Yeah.
So I think.
How did you get into it?
Well, I got the job the first week I moved here, so.
Yeah, just right away. You're just
yeah.
that go-getter. Just get right on Indeed and just get it handled and just
it's
boom.
more out of fear being in financial situations.
Oh, okay. Are you a mother?
No.
Oh,
No.
you're like, no.
No.
No, I know mother.
I was in a pretty bad accident 3 days before I was supposed to drive across the country here.
Yeah?
So life took a big change in plans, and you just have to work around that. So
Cool.
I ended up flying here with less than half than what I had.
Yeah?
And just have made the most of it since then.
All right, that's cool. That's cool. Tell us about your ink.
I was just telling them this is the first tattoo I ever got.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
One of those people that just show up at the tattoo shop, you like open up through the book, be like, oh, I want that one.
Well,
That's it?
I love tigers,
Yeah?
and they're
Did you watch Tiger
very
King?
independent.
Did you watch Tiger King?
No, I didn't.
On
Oh, yes, I
Netflix?
did. Actually,
Yeah, you
I watched
did?
the first season,
The
not
first
the
season?
second.
There
Yeah.
is a second season?
Is there? I thought there was.
Oh, well, maybe I should go watch
I
it
don't
then.
know.
I don't
Back
know.
in 2020, though, I watched.
I don't know if I want to watch second season. I was kind of like, hey, that first season is like crazy.
Yeah.
Don't actually want to. Don't actually want to do that. Holy smokes! Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, what caused you to want to move out here from North Carolina?
So I've got family here.
Oh, you got family here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't have a support structure in North Carolina, but then you do have a support structure out here, then.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
I'd like to say more so than here, but I'm kind of in a crossroads right now.
Why? What do you mean by that?
Support isn't always where you think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay.
life changes, things change, and you just go with the flow and take the love that you have
Yeah.
when you have it. And so
Oh, I agree with
support
that.
comes in a lot of ways for me.
Yeah, I used to be
Right now.
homeless. I totally know what that's all about.
I'm about to be.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Well, it's that or move back to North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound good. You spend all that time and effort to come out here. Well, so why be homeless and whatnot?
Just mostly broken promises and people not necessarily ready for the brokenness that you have and not really knowing how to handle it when you do. And not really, a lot of things I've had to teach people recently is that we're fucking human.
Yeah.
We're gonna be broken. And I am broken.
Why? If you don't mind me
Just
asking.
life, I'm not broken, but I'm so strong. I am broken, but I'm so strong at the same time.
You
so
look
broken is the wrong word because I'm not in pieces.
Yeah. Why are you so afraid of rejection? Why? Why are you so afraid of rejection?
I was not afraid, or I was not ready for you to ask me that question. Because it's all I've received my whole life.
I understand that. Just like for me, I'm afraid of being uncomfortable or afraid of being unsafe or afraid of being weak. And I've only ever been treated as if I'm someone who is weak all the time. It's the most annoying thing. Yeah, it's highly
I
misunderstood.
hate being misunderstood.
Well, I'll understand you. I'll show you. I'll show you.
Thank you. That's why I wanted to do this, because I just want to be misunderstood or understood. Sorry.
Yeah, because you're all about your personal freedom. You're all about what you want. You want to be able to have a trajectory. You want to have a future. And it's like, I got to get out of North Carolina so I can take control of my future. You're willing to take the risk and do whatever it takes to get out of that situation. And you just want to be around people who think highly of you. Think highly of you, who are actually going to treat you with respect. And that's the thing. Where you were, obviously you were disrespected. You're just this person who just wants to have reverence. You want to be revered in some capacity and be treated with that deep respect consistently. And you work really hard to satisfy other people, and you have been the whole time, but then all of a sudden they're disrespecting you. It's like, what the hell? I'm satisfying you. Why are you disrespecting me? And it's bullshit. And people like you, because you're so rare, from your perspective, because they don't understand that you're an intellectual. They don't understand that you're willing to do the research. They don't understand that you're willing to put in that effort. They don't understand that you're constantly working really hard to be a good person and figuring out what you value and your own moral fiber and trying to weigh everything out in your head before you make decisions. And it's like, hey, if I'm willing to go that far, why the fuck are you people not sticking around for me? You know what I'm saying? They're not sticking around for you. Because that's the thing. You want someone who's going to be hyper loyal to you, not take advantage of you, and stick around for you. Someone that you can bank on, because you're the type of an individual where it's like, because here's the thing. It takes a lot for you to want somebody. And as soon as you actually make that decision, you know that you're attached. And it's so hard for you to let go of that attachment.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. And so when you make that choice, you can't make that.
It's not even just relationships.
Yeah, it's anyone, it's everyone. And that's one of the reasons, oftentimes people like you end up having agoraphobia, staying at home all the time instead of actually going out, because it's like, oh, what if I want the wrong person? What if I choose the wrong person? What if I get attached to the wrong person? Are they going to stick around for me? Are they actually going to think highly of me? Are they actually going to promote my status? Are they going to promote my reputation? Or am I going to end up taking reputation hits when I'm around these people that I chose? What if I choose the wrong people? And this is constantly plaguing your mind all the time, every single day of your life. You're trying to figure out, okay, are they actually going to be there for me? And at the same time, you're consistently worried that all of a sudden they're going to betray you, that they're not going to want you anymore, even though you work really hard to make them comfortable, make them feel safe around you, that you try to be the top performer for them. But why won't they reward you with loyalty when you're the top performer? Why won't they do that? It's bullshit. And then people end up taking advantage of you from that perspective because you're so trusting. And people in your life are just, oh, Lauren, she's some stupid ass, gullible person all the time, super mega gullible.
Actually said gullible.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's because you're living virtue, or your virtue is to be trusting, because you're a very trusting individual. The thing is, you got to protect your attachment because you can't attach. Here's the thing. You need to focus on bonds instead of attachment. Bonds is two-way street relationships. You know what I'm saying? No, this attachment, because when you get attached, they're just draining from you and taking from you instead. You got to watch out for that shit. You got to watch out. Yeah, you got to watch out.
I don't know how.
That's okay. I run a nonprofit. We have a women's group, whatnot. All the girls are super awesome. Laser Gun, she's in that group, whatnot.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
I love her.
Yeah, she's dope AF. Yeah, and women like her are involved in this nonprofit. We actually have a bunch of them actually coming out here at the end of October. You'll be able to meet them, and as a result of that, all of a sudden you'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, these people are cool. But what the bottom line is that you'll be taught the skills that you need to guarantee that you're not attaching to the wrong person. You're not attaching to the wrong thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they're sticking around for you, that they're loyal, because loyalty is the one thing that you want more than anything. To know that the people that you're choosing to trust are going to stick around for you no matter what, right? And that way also you don't have to be worried about looking over your shoulder. Oh, is this person really going to want me anymore? Are these friends actually going to stick around for me? Is this dude actually going to stick around for me? Is he still going to want me, or is he going to want someone else? Because it just breaks you from that perspective. You're very critical towards what you think, though. Sometimes you may be like, oh my God, I'm being stupid right now. I should probably get some more research and find out what people think. Got to pick everyone's brain after eventually, and that's fine. Do that. Please continue picking the brains, because you have a valuable opinion though, but you got to keep doing the research. You got to keep reading, okay? Because the reality of the situation is, while people treat you like you're some bullshit airhead, you're actually an intellectual. You're actually really intelligent. You just have to apply yourself. But you're so afraid of failure that you don't apply yourself. That's the problem. Don't be so afraid of failure, okay? And then you won't have to deal with that issue anymore, right? Yeah. The thing that you're unaware of, though, you're unaware of social norms. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, I'm socially awkward. I don't even know what to do about it. You know, I get that, but that's not wrong. Me, I'm an amoral person. I don't know how I feel about anything. You know how you feel. You know what you value. I never know what to value. That's why I come up with someone like you, be like, hey, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this? Is this a valuable decision? I don't know.
You're like, okay,
But I'm an individual who knows what he thinks. I think all the time. And I'm very logical, if this, then that. But if I'm getting really bad input, I'm going to make bad logical choices. Your job is to provide valuable input, right? So you got to make sure you're applying yourself, doing the research. You got to make sure that you're reading, right? It's super important. You got to surround yourself with intelligent people, because if you're not around intelligent people, then guess what? Your intelligence is going to decay, and they're going to drag you down with them. You got to be around intelligent people consistently, right? Because you're very hard on yourself. You're very hard on your own intelligence. Oh my God, how the hell can this guy on the street corner tell me I'm an intellectual when I'm walking around very critical towards what I know? To the point where it's like, oh, I might be stupid. No, you're not stupid. It's just about, you're just not applying yourself. That's all it is. The more you apply yourself, you never have to deal with that ever again, right? And as far as social norms, fuck the social norms. Who fucking cares? They're subjective. Who gives a shit? Why do people get to walk around thinking less of you just because you're socially awkward or you don't understand social norms? Who cares, right? Like, for example, let's say you and I were going to a party or whatever, right? And I'd be like, okay, yo, Lauren, here's who we're gonna meet. Here's who's gonna be there. Here's who we're gonna talk to. Here's who we're going to introduce you to. Here's the people we're going to avoid. Here's the exits. And if you don't feel like being there anymore, we're just gonna fucking leave. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you have that full plan ahead of time, right? The kind of thing, or another thing is like, you know, like, okay, yeah, Lauren, I'm about to show up, you know, and then you get a heads up ahead of time so that way you're not overly stimulated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you do get overly stimulated all the time. And it bothers you sometimes that you get overly stimulated. I recommend you get something called ring plugs from ringplugs.com.
I'm going to show you something.
Yeah?
Those are scars on my hands from picking my fingers in moments that you're explaining. Right?
Yeah.
So
it's because you have performance anxiety, constant performance anxiety.
I'm outgoing.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
Well, sure you are.
But I overthink it sometimes.
Yeah.
So you're right in that extent.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain people I'm around.
But you get so drained and you need solitude to be able.
I'm always thinking about everybody else, though.
Well, certainly.
And you're exactly right there.
Yeah.
I just want everybody else to be okay.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, you're an individual who should have been treated with respect, even as a little girl, but you weren't. So instead, you're focusing on finding satisfaction in life instead, which honestly, you really need a big dose of respect. You need to be treated with respect. You need to have the standard for yourself that you set, a boundary that you set for yourself, so that everyone is treating you with respect. That's why that matters. That's why that's important, okay? Because if you don't do it, if people are not treating you with respect, you got to cut them out of your life. Seriously, you got to cut them out of your life. You should not allow anyone to disrespect you. It's the only way that you're going to get the healing that you need. Seriously, you want to be healed, you got to be making sure that you're doing that. It's really critical, super critical to who you are. Because otherwise, they're going to take your freedom, or otherwise they're going to reduce your acceptability. You want to be accepted by other people. Well, you got to do that by saying no. You got to do that, say no. And you struggle saying no because the thing is that no one in your life has even given you the opportunity to say no. That's the problem. And that should be respected. Your choice to say no should be respected, always. If anyone doesn't, I will crush them. Like, that's the reality. No one treats you that way. Seriously, no one treats you that way. So don't let people treat you that way. The worst part about you have a tendency to neglect yourself. This is why you stay up so super late at night and you don't get much sleep.
Do not do that to me. No. Don't. I don't even ask how you know that.
The thing is that people
Are
like.
you just guessing this stuff?
Oh no, I'll show you how I do it. Don't worry. I'll show you everything. I'll even show you how to do it so you can do it. I can.
Do mine.
All right, I will. It's her turn right now, though. Careful.
Come back out.
All right, cool.
Downtown, baby.
Yeah, that's why we do this down here. You know what I'm saying?
I forgot we're on camera even.
Oh yeah, we're live right now on YouTube. It's all good.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, the audience loves you. Yeah, let's see the messages they hear. Yeah. Oh yeah, cool.
Just marry her.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Caught
be
me off
careful with. So remember, because you neglect yourself, you have to understand it is an insanely valuable resource. Time and attention is an insanely valuable resource. You have to protect your time and attention. Don't give your time and attention to just anybody. And don't just wantonly choose people, because as soon as you choose somebody, you're attached and you can't let go. And you won't let go. I had an ex of mine who was very similar to you, right? And she ended up being like this horrible individual. She tried to rob me, this whole thing, because she was. Oh, I believe you. I believe you. I'm not trying to make a comparison.
No, I was just
but she attached to me and she couldn't let go, and she still slided in my DMs, still emailing me 5 years later, right? That's how dangerous those attachments can be. You have to be very, very careful, right?
I'm trying to let go of it.
So what you do is you have a network of people that you can go to and be like, hey, what do you think of this guy? Or hey, what do you think of these friends? What do you think? Gather up that information. Because you're an individual who has instead gone out of your way to survive. You're just in survival mode. And you think like, oh, I just have to endure everything. No, you got to get out of that. Why? Well, because here's the thing. So your deadly sin is the deadly sin of vainglory, which is all about vanity, right? It's all about popularity. You want to be around the popular people. Maybe some of that popularity will rub off on you, so then you don't have to be in survival mode anymore. That's actually incorrect. Why? Because your living virtue, right, is modesty. To be a very modest person. Modesty means not necessarily like dressing modestly per se. What it really is all about is doing more with less, right? So the Buddha, for example, same, he's just like you actually. You know, Prince Siddhartha, he had everything handed to him in his life, and then he realized having all this popularity, all of this possessions, whatever, is just this thing that holds him down and inhibits his growth as a person. You want to be the person who has people in your life that actually increases your popularity while you're helping them trying to do more with less, because you're a survivor. You've had to do more with less, and you're able to show them how to do more with less. And that's one of the ways that people will revere you and give you that deep respect, because they know that you're not just trying to be this person trying to compete with everyone, especially competing with other women or whatever, because you don't have to, because of just who you are, right? This is your identity, okay? You haven't been allowed, so you're the kind of person who has been just so beat down by life that you literally actually believe your feelings are a burden on people. No, that's bullshit. You're a woman. And as a woman, you're entitled to the feminine benefits of being a woman. Therefore,
I'm blamed for that.
So expression, it's called feminine communication, it's called expression, where you express your needs, emotions, also known as feelings, desires, and problems, right? Those 4 things. You do it permissively and respectfully. Like, for example, if you're in a relationship with a man and you express those 4 things to a man, and if he doesn't treat you well, if he doesn't care about those, if he's not interested in solving your problems, he's not interested in listening to your feelings, whatever, because your feelings should never be a burden to a man. And if they are, he's not a man, he is a boy. He's not being masculine. Masculine men very much care about your needs, emotions, desires, and problems. They'll solve those problems. They'll give you the desires of your heart. They will hear your feelings and what you value and how you feel. And they will go out of their way to do this for you. And they will meet your needs, because those things matter. All you have to do is be aware of the fact that it is okay for you to express these things as a woman. But here's the thing though, because of how you are and because of in your survival mode, sometimes you can end up coming off really controlling and trying to get specific outcomes out of friends, family, or men in your life. And that is actually emasculating. Out of everyone in the whole world, you as a woman actually psychologically have the highest risk of being emasculating to men, and you don't even know. How you prevent that is let him choose the outcome. Just express how you feel.
Because they fix.
Exactly. Allow him to solve those problems in your life and follow his lead. When you're going for an outcome, it's you who are actually leading, and that's how you are at risk of being
So weird
emasculated.
that you say that. My dad and I just got in an argument today where he was telling me that he's a fixer, and you just explained it well.
Yeah.
I sometimes need reminding of that.
Yeah. So how am I able to do mind reading, right? I'm actually a psychologist, right?
Smart.
Yeah, and I could show you how to do this, so you could do it too. It's all teachable. That's why I have this YouTube channel. This is where I teach people to do this stuff. That's what I do. And you can learn it. You can learn the type grid. You can learn on personality testing. You can learn about cognitive functions. You can learn about deadly sin, living virtue. You can learn about shadow poles, aspiration poles, the temples, the quadrants, all these things that you have no idea what I'm talking about. That's okay. But you can learn it all, and it will help you gain mastery over social situations, so you know that you're safe to, who to attach to, who not to attach to, having those bonds, that two-way street relationship. That is what you can have, and I'll be happy to give it to you, no problem. I'll give you my card, and that way you can have that. You can get educated and start learning this system. It's a system. We literally understand the entire human soul and have broken it down into a system where you can actually understand people at this level. It just requires practice. That's all, and you can practice it, right?
Yeah.
That way you know that you're around certain people. You are what we call the INTJ UDUF. UDUF means unconscious developed, unconscious focus. It's the most beat down version of the INTJ because you're walking in despair. You need to get out of that despair, okay? You can't just endure everything. You need to have people that show you respect, because respect and revering you is how you're going to heal. Someone who cares about your reputation and your popularity, okay? And if a man is not willing to hear your needs, emotions, desires, and problems, get rid of him. You are justified in getting rid of him, because he is not a man, because men have this thing called masculine idealism. Because here's the thing, do not have sex with a man unless he's willing to take a bullet for you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's not willing to lay his life down for you, he is not a man, he is not masculine, he's full of shit. Get rid of him. Seriously.
She didn't hear me.
Seriously.
You're so right.
Yeah, and that's a
And I
standard that
need
you need to have.
yeah.
Have
I've
that
lived
standard.
that experience,
Yeah.
I've lived to learn that that's how it should be. But it's nice to be reminded.
As a little girl, you were treated as if your feelings didn't matter, which is bullshit. And people would abandon you consistently. They would reduce your status and your reputation. Why? Because it's likely one of your parents cared so much about their feelings and their reputation that they forced you, their little girl, against her will, your will, to care about their feelings when you're the one who should be receiving that care. That's wrong. That's actually a form of child abuse, psychological child abuse, okay? So I don't recommend you go back to North Carolina.
No, it's here that's the problem.
Even here? Oh,
it's
here.
away from here.
I see. All right, well,
You
just hang out with us from now on. You know what I'm saying?
literally read what I'm going through right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're just trying to
A
survive.
relationship with my father I've been trying to mend for a long time.
Huh. Well,
So, I've done the best that I can, but it is what you said, more of a
well, he's not
emotional
being masculine.
neglect.
Your daddy is not being masculine. Seriously. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. He's not being a man. He's not. And that's bullshit. I don't stand for that. None of us here stand for that. We're part of the ego hacker community. That's what we do. We got lots of our friends moving here in town. We got our own group. We got our own crew. We're doing our fun pub crawl at the end of October. You're invited. You can come hang out with us, whatever, and be around people that actually give a shit about you. And all of us care about feminine communication. All of us care about masculine communication and all these things.
Good.
Yeah, this
They
is just
both
how we
matter.
roll. Yeah, it absolutely matters. The bottom line is this:
don't-
you had your
Thank you.
innocence taken from you. That's what happened. So you can get it back. You just got to be around the right people. You can get your innocence back. Okay? And you are innocent. You're a victim. You are innocent. I tell you the truth. You are innocent. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you.
And you deserve love. You deserve loyalty. You deserve to be wanted. You deserve your personal freedom, and you deserve to be accepted. Anyone who doesn't give that to you, cut them out of your life. Get away from them.
You're a little bit too real.
Yeah, I am.
Thank you.
I'm a little much. Very intense.
Something I can't really do much anymore.
Yeah, certainly. All right, folks. That's it for tonight. INTJ UDUF. Thank you, Lauren, for being on the show. We love her, so I'll see you all later, and see you guys on the next episode.